We got a gorgeous day. Alex, you ready?
I'm ready.
He's ready, so I am ready, and we are ready to go. So taking off right to left, I got a big 15x7 three-bladed prop on the front. And we're gonna take off. I'm not holding any elevator or anything. Start bringing up the speed. And there we go. Not my best takeoff, but we are up and ready to rock. So now anybody who follows us, we do our live show every Friday. If this is your first time finding Motion RC's channel, every Friday at noon we do a live show. And this past Friday, which would have been January 8th, 2021, I showed the maiden of this plane. So I was out here, I did the maiden, and she was very pitch sensitive. I did not have my servo, my arms on my servo on the elevator properly installed. I was a little too far out on the servo arm, and it just seemed like every time I tried to move the elevator, she would viciously pitch up and down. So I wasn't too comfortable, so I went back and I showed it on the live show. I changed all that, and now much better. So I brought in the servo, actually physically moved the servo closer to where it was inside the plane, and then moved it on the arm, the control rod, to bring that resolution, give me more resolution on the servo, so it's less movement with each notch on the stick. And now she's much more beautiful. When I pull up on that elevator, it's much more gradual, more beautiful, like a warbird should. Now that's power off. Coming back in, but I'm gonna do another fast pass and shut my mouth here and let you just hear how she sounds. We get a nice echo. Now this plane, I'm flying with a 6006S LiPo all the way up front. I've got the Admiral GP10 motor installed with the Mantis, the ZTW 65 amp ESC. And it's more than awesome. I bought a 15x7 three-bladed prop. The book called for a 14x8. So I went a diameter up and a pitch down. And on my watt meter readings, I'm pulling about 55 amps static, maybe 58. So the motor's rated for 60 amp, the ESC is 65. And when you're in the air, obviously your amp draw isn't gonna be as much as it is static on the ground. So it's perfectly suitable. She's 9.5 pounds all up in weight. And the beauty about these kits, they come with the electric retracts already installed. It's already covered. All the roundels are actually part of the covering. You just add the Flying Tigers decal, because this is in that AVG, Flying Tigers Chinese scheme. Great success in World War II. I was reading up on them when I saw the scheme. Something like 297 kills, air-to-air kills versus 4 losses, so they did their damage. Now when flying with this bird, I noticed, unlike I'm used to Spitfires, Corsairs, that big zero. She definitely likes her rudder in the turn. All warbirds do, but this one definitely likes it. When you try to turn and just yank and bank, you will find that, you know, the tail's gonna sit a little bit. It's not gonna look pretty. There's a nice stall turn at the end of the runway, coming back across. Awesome. I also love too, this is a Master Air Screws where I found the 3-blade 15x7, and I painted those tips yellow, rebalanced the prop. You gotta do that whenever you put paint on a prop. And she sounds beautiful and just looks good when you start barreling through. So I set my timer for 5.5 minutes, and I've been coming down with about 3.86 in my LiPos. One time it was 3.9, one time it was 3.84. It all depends on how hard you're pushing. If you're just doing some nice, relaxing warbird flying like this, not really pushing it, I wouldn't see why on a 6,000 pack that you're not gonna get yourself some nice 8-minute flights. Go in, flip her over, push, and then bring it back down. And now this is power off, just gliding past. Nice. Hello, pilots. Welcome back to Motion RC Live. It's episode 3, I believe. I think it's episode 3 of 2021. I'm forgetting. We have a fun show for you today. So you see on the sidebar, which I think is over there, we're going to be joined by the man, the myth, the legend himself, William Jackson. Since I started here, which will almost be 4 years ago, you always see his customizations pop up. On pictures, on the forums, wherever, whether it's his A10, his Avanti, he's done so many other ones. And you can always tell a William Jackson plane when you see it, but obviously the last couple of shows now, for the last couple months, we've seen posts pop up from William where he is, just going hard on his MiG-29, and I was like, I gotta know more about this and about the man himself. So in a little bit, we'll, after we get through the beginning stuff, we're gonna bring in William and we're gonna talk, and then we'll open it up. You'll have plenty of time to ask him questions and stuff, but we rigged up a lot of the posts he made. We compiled them all to show you the B-roll of the progress where he's at. He's still not done. I don't know if he's ever gonna be done, but we'll be joined by him. And William, we were all set up, ready to go. You should be in here watching in the Discord, but you seem to have logged out, so if you're hearing me now, you got about 15 minutes to get back in there and get your camera and your microphone set up, or, as Alex said, I'm going to have to pivot hard in a different direction. But let's get into it. So, guys, what you just saw in the starting soon was actually the first day, so with the P40. So... Funny story with the P40. So yesterday you saw we finished a 3-part series. We did a full, I hope you balsa guys, I hope it helps people interested in getting into balsa. It's hard to do one unboxing or one assembly video. I mean, it was a 35-minute assembly video, and that's cut up, but really tried to show everything that pretty much goes in to assembling an ARF. It takes time. So we want to do it in those 3 parts. But in the last video, I got out and had what I thought was a great flight on it. Looked good. Put it on the watt meter and everything. But if you remember, last time I had this on the table in the live show, I showed you that I moved the servos. I showed you my maiden. It was pitch sensitive. And everything was great. I threw a Hobby Eagle gyro in it now. Changed the pitch. So we went out last week. And I flew it maybe 3 or 4 times without, Alex was just getting B-roll shots, like slow-mo and stuff like that. And then I said, all right, I'm ready. I like it. Let's do the what's it called? Let's do the flight review. So we set the cameras up. And what you saw was the video everybody would have seen had it ended well. And I put this together. Now let's show you the oops. And what not to do when you're landing a warbird like this. But luckily, she survived, but it was funny either way. So roll it. Bring her in. So I'm using rudder in the turn, set myself up. I'm about 25% throttle now. Bringing the throttle even lower. Oh no! Oh man! Why'd I do that?
Oh, it's going so good.
It was going so good.
Oh, man.
And there you have it. So don't stall your warbird out over the runway. I just got in my head. I had just done like 4 flights. Everything was great. And I'm like, oh, ready to go. And the flight was going good. And doop, I dumb-thumbed it and just got in my head. A little bit of crosswind, but I'm not blaming the wind. So luckily, it was just the plastic part of the retracts. So they sent me I got myself a new set real quick, came in like 2 days, put them in, and we went out, what was this, Monday or Tuesday, to film what you saw. And that was the first flight that day. I'm like, Alex, just set the cameras up, I'm doing this. And we ended up knocking it out, and she looks good. The only thing, I had a couple scrapes on the bottom. I ended up using, they provide you with some decals that are just clear, and you know, or I'm sorry, that, you know, have no riveting but are just the same color. So they're color matched, if you will. So I just added those decals, and you can't tell. So either way, now that this is done, I'm going to customize this bad boy and, you know, do some quick tip videos on airbrushing. If the boozers are in the chat, first thing I plan on doing is the exhaust. I want to take Mary Boozer. Wesley has a great video on it, so I'm sort of going to steal that, but give you the shout out and send everybody your way for more. But I want to do what you do on the exhaust and get it going. So let's say hi to everybody. I see John Killen, Arthur RC, Michael Raja. I know GB's in there. Dads, Chris, you're in here. Nate, what's going on? Thank you, everybody, for joining us on this Friday, the, what is it, the 22nd today. So that's it for the P40. Now, my next one, I'm kind of teasing it. Either way, my next Balsa ARF, I'm putting a gasser on it. I've been doing research. I'm ready to go. I want to do my first gasser. But also, it's amazing. I cannot find a solid video of just a step-by-step on how to break in like a two-stroke RC plain gas engine. A lot of people do great videos on certain parts of it, but hopefully doing this, I'm going to, you know, because it'll be my first experience. I think those videos are always great for people who are also, like me, where, you know, maybe you want to do it and you're just afraid to get into it. I'm going to take the plunge and I want to do it. So I'm thinking maybe the Hellcat from Nexa might be my first option with a 17cc two-stroke that we got on the website. But I'll let you know when we get there. I don't know which way I'm going to go yet, but that'll be good. But I want to get a test stand. I want to break in the motor on a stand, do all that good stuff. And, you know, I'll have some help from the guys at my club, of course, who fly gas. They'll give me the tips and direction, and I'm chicken sticking it. I'm not sticking my hand on a prop. That's probably the most fear I have, is just that whole bit. So I'll have big fat gloves on. I'm going to really be a baby about it. But I like my fingers too much to deal with that. So let's get into the community, as we still are, for some reason, waiting for T-33 Jetman. If anybody knows him, send him a text. Say, get back on that Discord, because he was here. It was all set up. We tested about 20 minutes, and then he sort of just disappeared on us. So hopefully he's having technical difficulties, but we'll you know, we'll wait for him. We got time. So let's get into the community. So we had some awesome posts. Not as many, because I didn't want to spend too much time. You know me, I could spend 45 minutes just going through the community. So I limited it, but in the MiG forum on Hobby Squawk, Rob Thomas, I think he called me out a couple weeks ago for favoritism. There it is, man. I'm sorry I missed you on a show, but you do some absolutely gorgeous work. And what you've done to your MiG-29 is absolutely fantastic. I like that he used the decal that came with it, and then adding it with the green. It looks like it should go. And either way, I love how dirty it is. Rob does some excellent stuff. He's the guy, if you've ever seen his like Lakers one, he does some wild schemes that don't exist in real life.
Would you say it's awesome?
I would say it's awesome, Alex. I still haven't heard it yet, but I love it. But I think you should drop some likes for Rob Thomas. Can we do that?
We can do it all.
Can we splash the likes? There it is. Splash the likes. Awesome. That's so funny. But beautiful. I love the green. I just love the whole, you know, everything about it. He really does some fantastic stuff. So good for you, Rob. Keep them coming, man. And I like what he wrote in his Squawk post, because he wrote, March Madness, eat your heart out. So we'll see, but you might be dealing with William Jackson's MiG in the first round if you're not careful. You better watch out. But that's really funny. Then we got, let's go to Jan. So Jan, if you're in here, Jan Berg, he's sticking a turbine in his Gripen, which is awesome. I can't wait to see this. So, you know, unbelievable. He said he's got bad weather, though, so he hasn't had a chance to get there and fly it. But, you know, Jan's an excellent pilot. I hope this video pops up on RC Tommy's channel, because RC Tommy's got the camera you're going to want. And then he does have a video. That video of the Gripen is him revving it up. So it gets loud.
I'll try to.
Yeah, you could lower it a little bit, but he at least has it tested. And you say Jan. Janberg. Okay, Jan. I like Jan. I just like, but it should be Jan because I watched the Swedish pilots say Jas 39 Gripen rather than Jas, even though it's just an acronym. But that makes sense. They call it a Jet, right? They say Jet. I think I heard the Swedish pilot from that scheme. I remember watching the video. He said they get in the Jet, so that makes sense. And I apologize. I don't do it to offend. Now in the Gripen. On the Gripen front, so Jan, we're waiting for that, man. That's going to be awesome. But if you guys saw this, Bet's mom on Hobby Squawk, look at the scheme. I believe I saw some people post this scheme as if they were going to do it, but this is the first one I've seen done in the Gripen, and it's a mix of Cali graphics and hand paint. From what he had said, he hand painted the eyes on the canards. Absolutely fantastic. It's a stunning job. And if he's out there somewhere, I hope this plane gets entered into the March Mayhem tournament because we are, 6 weeks away. In about a month, we'll release all the information on how you can enter. I think this year we're going to make the entries rather than going back and forth. I think last year I allowed it in the Facebook community and Squawk. I think I'm just going to make you all go to Squawk to post your pictures. It'll make it so much easier. So go, Squawk is free and we'll have we'll have the links to get in there. And remember, it just can't be a plane that, awesome. It can't be a plane that made it in the final 64 last year. You could resubmit a plane that didn't make it if you want to, but if it didn't make it last year, it might not make it this year. But, any of the planes that were entered last year are now out. But I think from what we've seen since last March, there's going to be a lot of awesome aircraft to enter. So I think that did it for Squawk. That was some of the most impressive stuff that I found. And again, I was trying to keep this light. Oh, and I'm seeing William pop up in the Discord again. So we'll probably sort these technical difficulties in a little bit. But good. So William will be standing by. We're going to move to Facebook. Derek Aquino. I love these pictures. And he did a little video where it was all along the watchtower if you saw this. But this is the Flightline 1200 Sea Fury. Fantastic flying plane. This one and the Bearcat are probably my two favorite in that 1200 millimeter range from Flightline to fly. I guess maybe they're the easiest flyers. I do like the LA-7 because it's a challenge, and I love the TA-152 because it's fast and mean. But as far as just beauty and flying, and I like the clouds, everything about these pictures look great. So Derek, great post. I think this may end up being a cover pretty soon, even though I love that silver spit I have on the cover, but I try to change up all the covers once a month just to, spread the love of the community. Then we got Scott Greenfield working on his MiG-29. Saw this pop up, so it looks like he's finally got the paint job done, which is beautiful, and I can't wait to see. I'm sure it's not going to have too much on the decal front, but I can't wait to see when it's all finished, man. So keep us posted on that, Scott. It is a worthy adversary. It's going to be awesome. And then we've got, and then I thought this one was interesting. So this was Kelky Gianni Sanchez. A MiG-29, the Freewing MiG-29, next to a Black Horse MiG-29. So I don't know what kind of turbines you'd put in the Black Horse one, or I believe it would be Twin 90 EDF. So just a step up, but you can really see that, the Freewing one's no slouch, but then the MiG one is big. When you see there's a couple shots that as it changes, you can see that the other one is definitely bigger, but it looks awesome. It's interesting when you get a chance to see, two of the same aircraft in a way, but next to each other. So someone likes MiGs, but I think turbine guys, it would be great if you wanted a turbine MiG, practice on the Freewing one, and then move yourself on. Mateo, which warbird would you recommend for me? I'm currently flying a high wing electric. It's hard to say, but you'd want something like a Bearcat, a Zero. There are certain warbirds that are just easier on the ground. It's really all about on the ground. They all fly really well in the air, but they can be, some of them could be squirrely on the ground. But we could talk about that a little later. Trying to get through the let's get through the community. Then we have Warren Laurendine.
Love this one.
This one is awesome. He took an F5 and stuck it in like that same scheme that like the F-86 Sabres is in. Looks absolutely awesome. I loved it. And he posted some picture. I believe there's some more of his work that he had done to it. But I just thought it looked really stunning. Yeah, this is inside. And I think he had a couple where you'll see a couple of the pictures where it's, you know, he was in the process. There it is. Got all his decals. Those look like Cali to me. Or unless he just took them off of an F-86. But I like using he used the box that the plane came in with some stands to stand up. I think we've all done that at some point. I always reuse the boxes and foams to paint on and stuff. Especially the cardboard boxes. I'll paint all over them and then throw them out, and then when the next one comes, use that as my stand, but it's great. Oh, I'm sure, Tom, you definitely a real scheme for an F5. Sure, it just reminded me, you know, I would love to see this in the air with the F-86 in the same scheme is what I meant by that. So, and that does it for the Facebook community. And then we had 4 posts that we're going to go through on YouTube that I saw that popped up that I wanted to give some shout outs. So the first one, let's go to Cormier RC Trailers. There he is at the bottom. Cormier, we showed him, but he was out with his high performance F-22, so it's still the 6S. And if you want to check out his channel, he does some nice videos. But I really love this. As he's flying it, he does a pass, but then he comes through and he does some high alpha with it. And anybody who's flown the F-22 knows that it's one of the most rock solid jets you can fly. I think it's both beginner worthy, if you know, not a first plane, but a first jet. If you could jump to the price, she flies easy, but she's also really fantastic for the expert pilots who want to play in the high alpha and want to do more dangerous stuff. The F-22 can handle it all. And I really love that pass as she just, awesome. You know, floats by. Oh, you know, and then he pitches the nose down and he gets out of dodge. But if you want to watch his whole flight, head over to Cormier RC Trailers and check him out. He's got a lot of posts of all different kinds of stuff. But really good there. Then we move on. Oh, stem wings. Did you guys see this one popped up? He posted this in Facebook, but I went to his page. This is like the only video he had there, but he added, this is a Freewing F-35, and he added this little screen inside the cockpit for all the gauges and stuff, and I just thought it was really cool. I left a comment on the video, but very interesting, you know, to do it to a small F-35 like that, but I know a lot of the heli guys will do this type of little screens in their big helis, and that makes sense, you know, the price ranges of the big stuff, but you know what? Although you'll never see it in the air, it's good to know it's there, I guess. And it's cool that it exists. You know, who knows? That could be 10, 20 years from now. The price of something like that might be in standard plug and plays. If, you know, we ever get to that point, who knows where we go. But interesting. Then we have, so now this guy, I never saw this YouTube channel. The F7F Tiger Cat, Boba Rap. This guy, Paul, I didn't realize how many, he has 186,000 subscribers, so I'm sure a lot of you guys know who he is, versus me. This is the first time I came across his channel. I was shocked. So, you know, I just wanted to give him a call out, but I thought this was an excellent flight. This guy, Paul, he flies it, and it's the Flightline F7F, and he flies it really well. It's his second flight as far as the video goes, but definitely go check this guy out. He does some, looks like he has a lot of videos, been doing it a long time, and I'm sure there's a lot of cool stuff. He's one of those channels I'm going to have to binge watch one night during a build. It's awesome. So, you know, hit the like and head over there, and you're probably already subscribed to him, but go check it out again. And then last, before we get to Sir William Jackson sitting there getting ready to go, we will check out, Philly D. So I really like this. This was a funny, like, not only does he walk his F-14, there's no music. I had to take out the sound. He had his own music track to it. But he added some funny sound effects through the video. So if you want to go check this out while he's flying his Tomcat, he added like this awesome screeching noise when the brakes hit. But it looks like he has a beautiful runway, and I'd love to see more out of him. But some perfect touch and goes and a perfect landing on this, and he does it in slow-mo after this one, where he says, like, basically, I think he has it on a switch where a switch sets the pitch, and he just controls it with a controlled throttle descent, and man, you can't get any more perfect than that. So Philly D, I enjoyed that video, and hopefully you get some subscribers your way coming from the Motion RC live channel. So now I'm going to put my headphones in. William, let's see if you can hear me. Can you hear me, sir?
Hear you.
Oh,
Yes.
And I hear you. So we will bring in, it's time for William Jackson. Now, Alex, if possible, on your screen, can you just slide him over a little bit so I can see the chat a little more?
Sure, let's people see.
You know?
This is,
That chat?
Can you guys hear William?
hey, everybody.
There we go. William is here, so I'm excited. I'm excited. And I know a lot of people were excited to have you in here, William. So thank you so much for taking time out of your super busy schedule with the MiG to get in here with me and Motion and everybody who probably already knows you in here. I'm so excited because, like I said earlier, man, since I started here, your name always sort of popped up. You can tell a William Jackson plane from whether it's the A10 or your Avanti, or I remember them in that big Fox glider you did, you know, like with the Citizen watch on it and stuff. You do such cool stuff, and you could always tell it's your stuff, and it's excellent work. So seeing all this MiG post, I'm like, I gotta get him on here, and I'm so thankful for you for joining us. So I guess say hi to everybody and tell us a little bit about, you know, just who you are and how you got, maybe how you got into RC. How about that?
I'm William Jackson. I go by Jetman channels, and I'm from Worcester, Ohio. I've been in RC really I got into crash started crashing a lot. Then there was an Italian guy who finally came along and said, hey, if you get another airplane, I'll teach you how to fly. So I stopped crashing, didn't get into jets until around 1985. A doctor asked me to drive him down to Florida, called a jet rally. I got to meet Bob Violet, Bill Harris, Terry Nitch was my first time meeting. All those guys that were in inducted fan days that were 100 miles. I went from a trainer to a $3,000 T-33 by Bob Violet. That was nuts, which I don't recommend anybody doing that because I spent a lot of money doing that and didn't. So I bought a lot of jets. I didn't build. I just bought a lot of jets that were out there. If you go through my pages, you'll probably see some of the jets that I have, the BM Bandit. I never did any of them. I just bought them all used. And the one plane I tried to paint, T-33 by Bob Violet. Don't paint a plane and stick it in a car and drive 5 hours because it will probably kill you. And I went to the air show and I pulled the plane out. The entire clear coat had me. So I had the ugliest looking airplane I've ever seen. Everybody has all these show models. And that should have stopped me staying in the hobby. Because it takes a real man to stand up to all those guys and take the laugh and stay in the hobby. But I stuck it out. And I didn't try painting after that anymore. But I actually stayed in the hobby, got into turbine, flying that. When the recession hit, I got out of the hobby, the house and everything. But then this thing called foam airplanes came in. I got into the foam air, the little ones, and kept getting bigger and bigger till the e-flite came out, T-28. Most of you guys have seen my big T-28, the Thunderbird, and the Blue Angel that I did. And that's I got all these people sending me text messages. Quit texting me while I'm on the show.
Well, right now, I think some people probably text. For some reason, the audio is just a little glitchy, but I don't know. I can make it out. I know it's not perfect. It just seems like a couple words are getting cut off, but I'm getting the story. It's not as bad, hey, which we try our best with the audio. So, but for some reason, it's just like, it's not as glitchy.
We're losing like every fourth word.
Yeah, every like fourth word.
Wow, that sucks.
I don't know. But Roach Coach Helly's, his channel is T33 Jetman. I believe I have the links to his YouTube channel and a Facebook group that wasn't started by him, but somebody else started it. Fans of William Jackson Custom RC Airplanes. And you could join that and check it out. But it's T33 Jetman, no dashes or anything. I think it's just one, as if it's one word. But we apologize, audio. We got time here, though, to go through it. But instead of me looking up at William here, I'm going to look at William down here to see him. And you see, we're live and on the fly. So we're just going to have to roll with it. This might be the best we get. We don't want to do any sort of craziness, but I can see you fine, and I heard you. I can make it out, so we'll rock and roll with this. So now you told me that story about the paint in the car, which was just awful, that, with the clear coat and stuff. But I guess I saw a question pop up on because you made a post, what am I going to talk to James about, in the Facebook group with the Thinking Man post. But I saw somebody had asked, just what. So now, fast forward, you're in the hobby, you're back into the hobby, and you start, customizing these foamies, if you will. And, what's your passion to do it, I guess? Why, do you want to? Is it just, what motivates you to say, you know what, this isn't good enough, I want to do this or that?
Well, my real passion, I had a very job, relaxing on airplane after work, relax, and that would get me till late into the. But when I started seeing, I don't have a plan. I tell everybody this: I don't have a plan. I don't know what I'm going to do when I get. It comes in, I start flipping through the internet, looking at pictures. And playing like the F4 Phantom, that thing sat for almost a year before I painted. But across one picture, and that was it. Let's go. The T-28 was a Blue Angels. That's a real airplane. I saw that YouTube, not on YouTube, but on. And I had to. The MiG came out, and the only reason I wanted to do the MiG was that it had a lot of features, like the speed brake, parachute, air intake and stuff like that, and the opening. So that's what got me excited about the MiG. Was it's big, and I like working on big stuff that I can. The next thing you know, I was building a speed brake. That took me. Then I built a parachute in a month, and then I worked on air intake. So that took me. And then I worked on the gear doors. If you don't notice, I got the proper location. So 3 lights when it ends, the doors open next to the body. You will soon see a canopy open.
Well, I saw there's a couple pictures that you posted where the canopy is open, but I don't think you've shown it working.
I had the video up online and I took it down, but I'll put it back up. I think I started putting it back, some of the videos back up, because a lot of guys know how I did it. I'll show everybody when I'm done. But if you want to know how it works right now, you wait. I'd like to.
Oh, now your mic is like fully cutting out.
Oh no, we're losing it.
Darn it.
Okay. Maybe I'm too close. I don't know.
No, it's
maybe leave it and come back in real quick. See if a quick reset gives it to you.
Yeah, you want to reset and then come back in. I could talk for 5 minutes while you start it up again. All right, so William, come back to me. So let's go through some of the stuff that he did while we get William back going. But let's show he was talking about the canopy. We got a lot of, guys, there's a lot of videos that he has posted on this alone. But also you could go back and check all his other stuff. I saw on his channel. His channel's been going on for a while, and they're all just, just him with his phone doing his thing in his garage there. And, they go back to, like he said, his T-28 that he did, and it's really awesome if you're really into the level of detail that he does. It could just give you ideas. And like he had told me last night or 2 nights ago when we were setting this up, he's like, not a lot of this stuff is, he's like, he learns it by watching other people, and then he just takes those ideas and and that's sort of what this hobby is, right? It's like, you get all these ideas from people, and then you come up with sort of your own. It's like we all stand on the shoulders of the people before us. And, he's very humble in that way. And, William, do I hear you now?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, way better.
Way better? All right, let's give it a shot now that William might be back. So I just BS there for a couple minutes.
Hey, you were doing good.
I was doing good. I was trying to, the violins were trying to kick me off stage, but I kept going. I was finishing my speech. But, all right, so back to William. So continue, sir.
Yeah, just, I don't really have a plan, but the MiG has a lot of stuff on. Me trying to make this stuff work is the challenge, because I'm a hands-on kind of guy. A network engineer by my last profession, but I started off as a copier technician, moved on to technician, and then I became a network engineer.
There it goes again.
But what do you say?
It's doing its thing. It's like you'll be good for a couple seconds, and then it'll just sort of lose it. But I think that's sort of, it is what it is, and
yeah, So I'm just a mechanical guy. And there's a lot of guys that have helped me on this MiG. Chris Duke from France. In France, he helped me a lot. He talks to me a lot. Frank Bourne, he designs all the 3D intakes and the exhaust nozzles.
Yeah, I saw those.
He does the flare tubes. He's working with me on the canopy rails and stuff, to make it easier, because the canopy comes down and then it locks, and then it pulls out and it opens. So we're working on, and Michael Manaka down in Columbus, Ohio, he does all my. Wayne Mason is my buddy out of Kentucky. He just tells me, like, now the wings are going to have, because he challenged.
Are going to have what? It dropped out there. Your wings are going to have what?
It's going to have leading edge flaps.
Okay, leading edge flaps. I thought I saw you working on that initially, and it looked like maybe it was a project you'd put away, or...
No, I bought new wings from you.
You did? Okay, I thought so, because I remember one of the first things I saw you post on there was the wings, and that you were thinking of doing that. And then I think it was the landing gear, which you changed, and then it just, it started steamrolling from there. But actually, real quick, talk about, what I love is, Alex, you want to go to the glue, the rivets. I know this one was interesting to a lot of people, and, not just your process, but I thought it was funny, because within these pictures, you had said, the other night you were riveting, and you were just on a roll doing whatever you were doing, and then you realized that you weren't looking at your reference pictures, and you just added a bunch of rivets that didn't exist on the real one. So you just sand them all off and start again?
Yeah.
I love it.
On foam airplane, don't be afraid. It's just foam. Glue it, pack it with more foam. You can sand it, you can start over. It's not like a fiberglass airplane. Worry about cracking. you can,
Yeah.
like this MiG, I actually cut this MiG in half so I could see what was inside.
Yeah, I love that. I told that to Alpha. I was like, that's hysterical. He gets this big plane, and you just say, you know what? I'm gonna cut it open because I know I can fix it.
Yeah. Yeah. You can just start over. Same thing with the paint. I tell people all the time, if it doesn't work out, get some acetone, wipe it off, and start all over. So I'm not afraid to start on something because I can fix it and paint it.
Gotcha. Well, now I have a question. So, Air Marshal, I see you there. Is he going to do the FOD shields in the intakes? So we can show you some of this. What happened?
You guys are nuts, man. I'm on the range.
People, if you're going to scale it out, people are going to call you out for not being fully scaled.
Yeah, so crazy. But yeah, don't be afraid to start fix my process. Can you hear me, Alex?
It's cutting in and out again.
I feel like when you talk more consistently, it sticks with you,
I know
but
this
it's like...
is going to be sketchy to do live, William, but there's an option in Discord that will turn down the sensitivity of your talking, I guess it will say. So your mic will always be open. If you can find that real quick and pop that on.
How do you do that?
Hear me now?
Is that right-clicking?
Well, if I do it, everyone's going to see it live.
Everyone will see it live. You could do it to him?
No, I can't. He's got to do it from his end.
Oh, but what does he have to do? Does he have to squeeze his name? I don't mind. You know, I'd rather fix it live than pretend it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
You know, we got him here, and it is what it is.
So if he goes to...
So now, you see the little wheel at the bottom left, William? Or you might be on your phone, but there's a settings. Like the little cog. User settings.
Yeah, I can hear you.
But we need you to go to it. And then he would end up in voice and video, in app settings.
Are you looking at it on your computer right now?
Yep. And then there's an input sensitivity.
Yeah, turn that just off.
So right now it's right now it's usually set to automatically determine input sensitivity, but you could turn that off, and that might be the problem, because it sounds like when you're talking normal, everything, you know, when you're going on, but the second you take pauses to think, then it the sensitivity takes away. But guys, while he's figuring that out, I see a lot of questions. I'm going to get to all your questions. I want you to hang on to them a little bit when we get there, and then probably another 5-10 minutes, and then we could do a whole Q&A. And when you're ready for that, I'm going to ask you guys to just drop emojis in front of your questions. It makes it easier for them to stick out a little bit. So, in that way. So I don't know, were you able to find that, William, in your user settings?
I didn't hear what you said because you called me.
Oh, so you...
I didn't hear a word you said because someone was calling.
Oh, man. Okay, so you want to go to user settings. If you could find your user settings. In the Discord. It should be in the Discord app. Yeah. Sorry, guys. We want to get, you could customize a MiG, but customizing Discord's a whole nother level of excitement.
No, I saw that setting button. I saw the setting button on the laptop, but I can't see it.
You can't see it on the phone?
Yeah, I'm trying to find settings. Is that under if I just hold slow motion? Is that what it is?
No, it won't be. It's your settings. It has nothing to do with any of our names.
Oh, you mean in my cell phone?
It's the Discord settings. It's your Discord settings. It should be in the Discord app. Come on, guys, let's do this. Let's help him out together. Don't text him or call him while he's doing this. Only
don't text me. Everybody, I appreciate.
But you see, it's
No
like
hard time.
it's weird. It's coming in and out. I wish we would have realized this before, but everything was fine.
Of
It's
course,
just the way,
everything's fine when
the
we
second
check
you
it,
go live,
and then
everything
go live
just,
and it-
everything goes crazy. That's my luck.
Hey, can you guys hear me now if I stand further away?
Well,
Or is that...
I mean, I think the thing is that you sound great when you talk normal, but the second you pause and then you go to pick up again, that's when it's going to cut out. And we have to, it would help if you can find the settings on your phone. But, what kind of phone are you working with?
I got an Android.
You have an Android. Okay, so I have an Android. I thought you might have been on an iPhone. I'm going to go to it right now, and I'm going to see if I can find my settings. So it would be the top right. No. I'm wrong, too. It's not the top right. Oh, it's in there's 3 little dots at the top of wherever it says Motion RC JB's server. I'm sorry to do this live, guys, but it's so much better to do it this way. There's 3 little dots, and then you should see a settings button. You're looking for the 3 little dots
He might be frozen.
that are
I
in
can't
vertical.
tell.
And if William's frozen, then that even stinks as well. So come back to me. We gotta wait for him to do it. I mean, I want to get his audio right. It was sounding good earlier today, but you know how it goes with live stuff. So now everybody can yell at him when he's on there. But as long as he gets it set up, so if he can, I don't know if he can watch and hear me while we're there, but either way. What does he say? Can I see the full chat? Can you move that screen for me? There we go. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, he's got to get into Zap settings.
Video, voice and video, voice activity, X all the way to the left. This is it right here. If you can see my screen, James.
No, yeah, I was there.
Yeah.
It's a matter of him. He's got to be able to get there, but that's going to be tough. But if you can get to his settings, again, you're looking for the voice and video, and then there's a whole mic input sensitivity thing that hopefully we can do. So,
Who's got questions for James?
is what it is. Who's got questions for James? But also, what questions? Actually, throw up some of the questions you want me to ask William when we get back, because we can take care of that now. I saw a few of them popping up, but it was tough to see as you're talking to him and such. Yeah, John, we asked him if he had a headset earlier. He didn't. So he was in... Best paint for foam. Actually, he was explaining. This is something I could explain. He said he's funny with that because he does a lot of his work was done with Rust-Oleum. He said for this MiG, he is only going to be adding... This is the first time he's going to try and airbrush. So for the longest time, all the customizations he ever did, at least in the foam side, were always done with Rust-Oleum. And he had a funny... he had a funny story that he will actually take the air out. He watched YouTube videos. He'll drill out the Rust-Oleum cans, let the air out, and then he'll pour the paint and save the paint and actually use that, on its own as just paint. So I thought that is, I thought that was an interesting way to go. Because with the MiG, I think he may have Rust-Oleum as a prime coat, but he has his whole paint set up now. If you guys have seen his channel, he set up a whole, paint tent with exhaust fans. He bought 4 box fans and they exhaust out his garage, and it looks awesome. Ignacio, what's Freewing developing? Everything. That's a good one. But we'll try to get there. Is William back?
No, the TD maker's in chat, though.
TD Maker! Oh, Steven Baker, the touchdown maker, is there. What's going on, man? That was TD Maker. I didn't get it. It was you. I didn't even look at the name. I just saw best paint for foam. But yeah, man, you'll get away with, I use Rust-Oleum for almost everything, but like RC Air Marshal said, probably the water-based acrylics are going to be the easiest because you can at least wipe them off. That's the worst thing about Rust-Oleum. If you make a mistake with spray paint, you're sanding and grinding down to fix it. But at least with an acrylic, I could use isopropyl alcohol if I make a mistake when I'm airbrushing and just wipe it right off before it gets wet. And even if it dries, you can pretty much get it right off. So that's a good one. Claudio, that's not in my, that's not my wheelhouse, especially not on this show. I'll let the bigwigs handle anything having to do with the FAA. I do my best to try to pay attention, but until I need to know, I don't worry about it at this point, because there's nothing I can do, unfortunately. William, do we hear you again? Are you back?
He looks frozen on my screen.
Can you hear me?
I hear
here.
you,
Oh.
but now,
I'm here.
were you able to find your settings?
No, I can't even get off this screen here. I don't even know where that. It's up to find that setting.
Well, you know
Wait a
what?
minute.
I'm gonna try to do. See if you could find this, William. I'm gonna draw on it. I'm circling it. If you can look at Facebook, because that's where we message each other. I'm gonna send you the link, and we're gonna try to do this.
I also dropped a screenshot in the general on the server that we're on right now. If it will help.
If you could see your Facebook, then I dropped you a picture circling the 3 buttons. If you could find those 3 buttons, click that, you will see there's a settings setup. I'm just doing it live. It is what it is. Every show can't be perfect. We try, my friend.
Yeah, I see.
And then Alex dropped the other picture, but I'll. Then
Oh, 3 buttons.
He sees the buttons.
Let's go back here. I see the 3 buttons. Okay, I got my phone up here, and I see the 3 buttons. It says more options. Noise suppression.
Yeah, it's
Show non-video.
it's
Invite
crazy. You
and
know
voice
what? I don't
settings.
even know if I'm getting that.
Voice settings, okay. Sensitivity. I got auto sensitivity.
Turn that off.
Turn that off. Yeah. Turn off auto sensitivity, and just, if it's on a
Alright.
slider or something, lower it down to
Okay.
a midway or even lower.
Lower.
That has nothing to do with your voice sound or anything. That'll just help. Hopefully it'll help Discord not break you up automatically, because I think it's a Discord problem, which stinks. Sorry, guys.
All right, I turn down. As
Oh
low
my
as I can.
goodness.
Hopefully,
Do we have them?
does that work?
That sounds better.
That does work, but-
Yeah.
Your video looks a little busted.
But now we hope your video pops back up. But if we can hear you, this is good. There we go. We'll see him even if you're a little frozen. Hopefully the video will catch up.
There you go.
But you look good frozen there, Captain Jackson.
All
Ready
right.
to go.
All right.
now-
So
So
back to the
I
foam
wanna-
airplanes. A lot of guys want to know.
Nope, that wasn't it.
Oh,
A lot of guys want to know about the foam airplanes.
Yes.
You want me to tell them about foam airplanes?
Yeah, I'm just you continue talking, so at least
I
we
don't
can, I believe we can hear you. So I'll
Okay.
take the sound over
The-
video any day of the week, because we
the
have a lot of
thing
video we could show over. So
Yeah, a lot of guys ask me about prep. They want to know about the prep. So, basic things. Sometimes I strip the paint off and sometimes I don't. It depends if I'm trying to save weight. But if you're going out there and you just want to fly an airplane, chain it, don't be doing anything that I'm doing. Go out and have fun. What I'm doing is just for me. I'm retired now. I'm the paint off. I'm going to acetone it. I'm going to put Mim wax down. 3 to 8 coats, and then I'll put primer down, and then I'll paint, and I'll do all the detail work and put decals on it. And now, more than just painting, I'm trying to do everything. I'm trying to do the brakes, the hatches, just to be a little bit different. That's all, so that when I go to an air show, I'm not looking like everybody else. I'm doing, and it's just something to occupy my time when my wife is not asking me to go outside and build something. So, foam filler, beacon foam filler, or a light spackling compound, you can use that. But I use Beacon a lot from Motion. I've got my refrigerator, it's got 4 cans of that stuff all the time because I like the way it sands when you wet it. Wet Beacon foam filler, after it's hard, you can shape it, you can sand it, you can blend it in. Like the air intake here. This is balsa. If you show the air intakes and how smooth they are around the edges, how it blended into the body, that's all that was able to make this look built into the plane. So I've learned.
That looks fantastic.
It
and
covers up a bunch of problems, and yeah. The F4 Phantom, I put a hole in the wing on Maiden, and if you go back through my videos on YouTube, you'll see that they're brand new. And that was just Beacon foam filler and wet sanding. I wet sand a lot, and you know.
Now with the Beacon foam filler, you use it though in.
Go at it.
Do you use the Beacon foam filler in smaller doses? Like, will you know, it's gotta be thin, right? If you put too much on, I notice sometimes it doesn't harden, but also it could depend on the humidity and, you know, the temperature that you're using it at. You know, like I used it on my recent MA262, and
I used to
got
keep my garage
spots because I made mistakes, but you know.
It doesn't matter how it goes on. You know, I can just dump it on or whatever, but as long as you throw some water on it, when it's hard to start sanding, it will just be, you know, smooth as glass when you get done, when you use the right sandpaper. You know, I'll cut it with maybe some 80. If it's real chunky, I'll go to 80 grit, you know, 320, 440, and then up to like 600. And then I'll get it like glass just by sanding it. And take your time. I got all kind of different shaped sanders, you know, sticks and foams, and just to get around corners and stuff. But just sand it. You know, you guys will see. You know, put some primer down, and you can see your mistakes, and then go back at it again. And when it looks right with some paint, you know, and you're done. I think I'm spending a lot of time on the mechanics of this plane. So
yeah, because real quick, just to go over, so you're gonna have
a past.
Well, but let's go over the mechanics. So you're doing an air brake, speed brake. You redid the gear. You're gonna have a working hatch. You've got the camera in the front. Now you're working on leading edge slats. So what are you gonna fly this plane on? Because it's not flying on the stock system, right?
I can't tell you, but me and Frank Bourne are working on it.
Okay, fair enough.
We're
That's
working
even
on
better.
a different
I like
power
that.
system.
Leave something to be desired. And you guys are going to want to follow this man and make sure, because I'm sure you'll post updates when you finish things, correct? At least, you may not say how you did it, but you'll show it working.
You know, it's gonna, I don't try and hide anything. I fly it. Because I don't have any Hangar Queens over here. People think these Hangar Queens, but they look nice because I don't crash them anymore. I learned how to fly. I go out and practice before I go to an air show. I mean, practice before I go to an air show, so that I'm feeling comfortable with the plane. I feel good with myself. Don't do anything stupid like the air marshals. Just go out and have a good time, but don't do anything stupid. Don't do anything that you didn't practice.
That's a good point. And for all
you'll go out and
pilots
your
out
planes
there,
will look like this.
I've done that before where, you know, you feel good, but then you're like, let me try this. And it's, you know, why am I doing this at Joe Nall and not at my own field? You know, you just get, especially when you're around other people, that's also, peer pressure could get you to do silly things, you know? So don't listen to them. Do what you know and, you know, practice on the
Lewis, I learned something from Lewis Patton. I don't know if a lot of guys know. He's always flying big jets. He's out of Kentucky, Louisville, Kentucky. And I learned one important thing from him. He always flies the same routine no matter where he goes, because that's his routine. Lewis Patton taught me that if you go out for a show, you're doing the same thing that you do. I don't care how complicated the maneuver is, but you practice it over and over. And when you go to that, it looks good, you're looking good, and you're the man. But if you go up there and you just do some maneuver you've never done before, or you don't know what the plane's going to do, and then you put it and you go, wow, what happened? You did something you didn't plan for. Everything has to be planned. I quit crashing because I started planning my flights. Fly with, and that's just me. Don't anybody else do it. It's just me.
Well, that's really great advice. I mean, that's how I kind of envision, like, I'm not a 3D pilot or, you know, like those 3D heli guys, but I always envision it. To them, it must be like playing the guitar. They play the same song over and over and over again, and you just, eventually you're not thinking about what you're doing. It's a rhythm, and you can't change that rhythm. It makes sense, you know, like the sticks in your hand are just like an instrument, you know, play that routine. I mean, you know, when you go to a concert, you're not thinking the fact that that band just played that song every night for the last 100 nights in that exact way. To you, it's new, but to them, they might be bored of it, but they know it really well. And it's a great point. An absolutely excellent point.
The other thing, somebody asked me if you use to put my rivets in. This is a little Dremel tool I bought, and that's a little tip. And all I'm doing is just making my rivets doing that. The other thing I do is min-wax, right? Or the brush on the big can.
The audio to get an even...
Water base. Get the water base. Water base. Min-wax. Spray can. Or to put on a coating on the plane before you paint it. Yes
yeah,
or no?
I wish right now your video is frozen. I wish we could show this, but the video's not working, and all of a sudden the audio's just failing us today. I don't know what it is. We're just having bad luck here, William. It stinks. But as you got into it, but I can't see. We're showing B-roll of what you have going, of what you've done, but unfortunately, it's really hard to. I don't know what's happening here, but I'm not gonna make people sit through another Discord, Discord. I may have to bring you back on.
Yeah, we're gonna have to bring you back in.
We're gonna have to bring you back in a couple of weeks, I think, to try this again. I don't know what's going on. Do you hear me now, William?
No,
I've always heard you. I never lost you.
Okay, you never lost me. All right.
So it's your end, William.
It's awful. I feel terrible that that this is it's just every time you speak, we're losing words, and it makes it really hard to follow. And especially right now, the video's it's frozen. We get a new picture of you every 15 seconds. So this is really tough. Roach Coach, I would love to have a heli guy on the show at some point, and we are working on heli content too. But sorry, William, just answering some questions for people in here. But
hey man,
William,
going on with the show. The show must go on.
The show must go on, but we're getting near the time here. But what I want to do, everybody, if you gotta follow William Jackson, go into the links in our description. Get over to his YouTube channel. Get over to his Facebook group. If you follow our custom community on Facebook, you'll easily find his community. He's always posting interesting stuff in there, and I see you answer a lot of questions in there too, right, William? You still there?
I answer a lot of questions. Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
I answer a lot of questions. YouTube, Facebook, doesn't matter.
Awesome. So what we'll do is
I'll answer anything, emails.
We'll try to get this sorted. I don't know if it's your end or however this happened, but hopefully we'll get you back on here in a couple weeks when there's probably be more progress. And I hope that  you think it might be ready by March? Or you don't know?
If I hadn't have done this show, I was probably gonna be because I'm ready to paint.
He's ready to paint.
So
All right.
The next time we're on the plane,
All right. Well, William, unfortunately,
I've done all the mechanics. I'm done with the mechanical stuff now.
Oh, that's awesome. So hopefully we get some updates. So as soon as when you're done, reach back. We'll reach out and I'll be in touch, and we'll get you back on here in the future as well. But William, I'm gonna let you go. We're gonna get wrapping this show up here, and then everybody, if you're in the chat, if you're watching this in a replay, again, go check out T33 Jetman on YouTube and Fans of William Jackson Custom RC Planes on YouTube. So that'd be the best. Thank you so much, William, and we'll talk in a little bit. All right.
Okay, man.
Have a
See
good
you
one.
guys later.
So I took those out. So I'm so sorry, guys. It was working about an hour before we were testing. Everything was great. It was great about a half hour before, and then I don't know what happened, but that was getting too hard, and it's terrible to to not be able to hear the man when he's trying to speak. So hopefully we get that sorted out. But if you're watching this, if you're still watching, William, I would say turn your phone, go live on your channel sometimes, and you can answer everybody's questions there. That'll be another great way to hear from him. But William, either way, again, I apologize for for the technical difficulties today, but the work you do is incredible, and you're too humble sometimes. I think you're far too humble. You're an excellent customizer who has a lot of information, who we can only be so lucky that you're passing that information down, because that's what this hobby lives on. It's we're all standing on the shoulders of the people that came before us, and it's awesome the work you're doing, so we absolutely love it. So if you have any questions for me, I apologize again. That was the entire show. When you lose the ham and the meat of a hamburger, you no longer have a hamburger. You just have.
The test run works fine.
Yeah.
When that happens live, we're big sorry.
It's awful. But that's why we do. That's the problem with live. Sometimes things don't go to plan, but we'll get them back on here for sure. So, guys, I'll hang out with you for another 5 or so minutes. Can a new fastest EDF jet be requested to make a new record? I don't know what that means. I don't even know what the record is. I personally don't fly for speed or anything. I just want the plane to look good. I don't chase miles per hour. How can you make a ARF Plus faster? Motor, ESC changes if you want to, but I don't know. The high performance MiG-29 goes pretty darn fast for me. Touch. John Killen, you can do heli, jet, and warbird help. All right, John, I'll keep you in mind. We got to get it's hard. Obviously, I can't be a heli expert too. I would love to be able to build one of those, but I'll be honest, I'm more afraid of a heli than anything. Something about helis just scare me even when we record them, especially the 3D stuff, but they're big and they're impressive machines that you need to respect, and I don't know if I'm ever going to get into it on my own. So hopefully as this channel grows, it's not just going to be me, forever. That's not the plan. The plan is to get more personalities. The plan is to get more knowledge out to customers. That's really what this channel's about. We're not an entertainment channel. We're an information channel. That happens. Hopefully we're entertaining, but our job is to be an encyclopedia of motion RC products and help that people need to get those products working and going. So hopefully as the future grows, I would love to have a heli personality who can be here and just talk helis all the time, and a car person and all that stuff. And that's the dream, and that's what we're striving towards. So hopefully we'll get there. Looking through, is the F-35 as fast as in the announcement? Ignacio, speed questions. Yes, man, we did not do any change to anything. When you see a plane on our website, unless we say that it's been customized, but I don't customize, but I fly everything stock. That's sort of my job. I got to show everybody that here's what you get out of the box. What you choose to do with it thereafter is up to you. I don't know why you would want some of these to go any faster than they already do. I would love, I tend to love everything as it comes out of the box, I don't, again, some people say, oh, it's too slow, and then, I can't tell the difference between a plane going 100 miles an hour and 110 miles an hour when I'm flying it. I just want it to fly well. Does it fly well is the best. Dugan, thank you. 13, love you guys. Love you too, man. Thanks so much for watching. Jeremy Salt, helicopters can fly indoor with bags. Do you actually see somebody on Facebook posted a video of him flying, trying to start up a heli in what looked like his basement? And the whole thing, luckily the whole thing just falls apart, but that could have been dangerous. You shouldn't be doing that stuff. So that's it. But it was, you have to have a laugh, but, we only laughed because there was no damage done. And then we're moving on. Dun, dun, dun. So I think that's it, guys. I think we're going to call it there. So unfortunately, this show did not end up as I hoped it would, because William's a wealth of information. We had a great conversation for the first time the other night coming on here. And again, I hope everybody's following all his stuff, because the show was really about him and promoting, him. He's not out there doing this he's not doing it for money. He's not doing it for anything like that. He's doing it because he loves it. And the thing he's doing to the MiG, we're not funding it or anything. He's doing it because he wants to do it. And it's just incredible to see people do that. So, he's one of a kind, and he's a great, and it's just amazing that we get people, because I'm sure there are a lot of people out there that are just like William who don't also turn a camera on themselves and show and share. That's what's crazy about this hobby, because you go to Joe Nall, you go to these events, and you see people that you never seen before who have amazing stuff. They just don't bother sharing, and that's cool too, and we get it. So it's just, William's a perfect mix of all those combinations where, he's happy to talk about it, he's knowledgeable, he has a ton of information, and he's well worth likes and subscribes and all that stuff. So drop a like bomb for William Jackson, because William Jackson is awesome. Give me an awesome bomb, the awesome tank. We got to I wonder what he'd do with a tank. Where's the awesome tank? Are you dropping it in?
He's coming in.
Oh, there it is. The awesome tank. I wonder what he'd do customizing a tank. That would be awesome.
I wonder if I could time him up so the bombs drop on the tank. Hold on, guys.
You're trying to time this up? We're working. Alex keeps every week he comes in now. He's like, look what I made.
No. Didn't go off.
If you want custom graphics, hire a guy like Alex. It's awesome. But anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Next week, who knows what we're going to be doing, but we'll have a show for you. And I hope at least once a month to get an interview. So at some point, we'll get William back in. At this point, I'd like to see him make the progress, and obviously, we can figure out his issue. We'll get William back on, but once a month, at least on one show, I'd love to have another member of the community. I know a lot of you guys do great stuff who watch the show. I'd love to have you on here and interview you as well, because it's not just about what you're doing, too. I like the story of how you got there.
You just gotta send us a screenshot of your internet speed.
Send us a screenshot of your internet speed, and we'll make sure that, that works out.
Ooh, that would be good. Okay, if we got Callie on the show.
Callie lives in, like, the boondocks somewhere. I don't even know if Callie has, I think Callie, like,
Satellite
luckily
internet.
she has internet, but I'd love to see Callie on the show. I don't even know what, I think I've seen a picture of her and her husband once, at some point, but they're very low-key. But the work they do is amazing as well. But guys, thank you guys so much again for joining, and that'll do it for me. Have a happy weekend of flying, driving, RCing yourselves through the weekend, and we'll see you here next Friday. Thanks so much for joining. Bye, guys.